Hola, 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 hola. I am coming in to do my testimonial for the No More Trauma Summit, and oh my goodness, it has been this is a very interesting just span of 10 days, not just because of all the stories from all of the ladies and gentlemen that were in here, but just the ways in which the universe has set stuff up, whereas I'm listening to all these different stories and I'm seeing bits and pieces of who and what I have done and become in the midst of the stories of everybody this in the past 10 days. Then more layers are getting peeled off professionally, like more and more layers are getting peeled off personally. So there was this work. Oh, hey, Theron. So there was just work that I was doing. I'm in the workbook and I'm doing stuff, and then I had to run to my journal in order to do stuff because something else came up. And then in the midst of me working through this thing, something happened personally, and I had to go address that. And then the very next day, there was somebody that came on and started talking about the very thing that I was being challenged with in personally in their interview, and it has been phenomenal just to see the ways in which the vulnerability of Black women, the vulnerability of Black men, the vulnerability of just the Black community. I look at this as a microcosm of us just saying, normalizing what it looks like to be able to share our stories so that we can be able to heal. Looking at what it looks like for us to be able to just do what it is that we need to do in order to make sure that we're just we're elevating ourselves as a community, not just this little person here, not just this little person over there. And the way that August was able to put this all together, the order of her speakers, the ways in which she reached out to folks, the comments, even the comments that people were putting as they were writing, and her responses to those was very calculated and strategic, and you can tell that the whole purpose was to make sure that people healed. And I'm just grateful. I'm grateful that I was able to be a part of it as a speaker. I'm grateful that I was able to be a part of it as a participant. Like, watching the interviews and hearing these stories has brought me so much closer to women who I already thought I was cool with business-wise. I'm like, oh my God, you're now my new bestie. Oh my God, I just want to send you virtual hugs now just because of the ways in which folks have shared. And if you missed it, you missed it. I mean, you can get your all access pass still, but if you missed it, you missed it. If you had a day where you missed some interviews, man, you missed some healing. You missed some healing. If there were some days where you prioritize other things over others, because over being able to be at the summit because you couldn't get there, you missed some healing. And it's going to be real hard to try to go back and duplicate that, because the stories were real, the stories were raw, the stories were genuine and from the heart, and all to make sure that we healed. And I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for the summit.